So welcome to another little day in my life. Here I am getting coffee. Isn't this so lovely and cinematic? I'm still learning how to use my camera on my phone, so I apologize for these not so great shots. But this is what I had today. I like having some coffee and some fruit and then have something a little more substantial later, but this is usually how I start my mornings. This morning in particular, I wanted to clean a little bit and set up this area, make it look a little nicer. This section tends to have like a weird issue with leaves, and so leaves always end up kind of pushing themselves into this area, and it's always covered with leaves and dirt and stuff, so I have to clean it often. In fact, I should be cleaning it soon in a little bit, but this was me cleaning it and kind of setting it up and putting these cute little plants that I have and that I have been gifted. And I really love a lot of these planters. I love the little faces on the little planters. One of them is named Henry, and he's possessed, and I like to share that with people because it is very true. Every time I take a video of him, there's always some kind of weird issue with the video, especially head on, and in one of my videos you can see it, so it's kind of funny that I say he's possessed, but I really think that it might be true. Then that little red thing that you see there is for the mosquitoes. I tend to get a lot of mosquitoes in this area, so this is very useful for keeping the mosquitoes at bay, but honestly, if they're in like a frenzy mode, nothing will stop them anyways, so this does its best sometimes. So I like to stay out here and enjoy the sun, but sometimes it just doesn't happen because of the dang mosquitoes. This orchid is dying on me, so I bought some orchid bark and some orchid fertilizer, and I'm trying to revive it. So here it is in his little planter. I love that little planter. My mom gifted it to me. Then here I found some basil. Someone threw away some basil seeds. I don't know if they didn't realize it was basil seeds or what, but I found it just thrown, and so I picked them up and I grew them. And here they are, ready to be moved into a different pot. My dogs usually like to sit around while I do this. My one dog especially enjoys waiting to see if I'll turn on the hose. He likes to play with it, but he already played with it that day. Please don't be too appalled at the way that I'm handling these plants. They can usually take it, I promise. They'll survive. In fact, they are surviving. They're thriving right now, and I'll probably show a little update about that later, but they're doing okay. I know I handle them a little aggressively for some people, but don't worry, they are in semi-good hands. I'm usually pretty good at growing stuff and keeping them alive for the most part. So yeah, this is my basil. I just moved it to a bigger pot. And speaking of keeping things alive, I bought this plant at Lowe's, the one that's dead. Yes, it is dead. But I bought it at Lowe's and I moved it to a new pot, and then all of a sudden it just died on me, and I'm not really even sure what happened. So I don't blame myself for this at all, not one bit, because usually when I transplant things, they work out just fine, but these just died. I don't know if it was something that I did. I don't know if it was something that happened at Lowe's, but there's really nothing I can do about it now. So anyways, in any case, I threw it away, and I got this new plant at Home Depot, and now here I am moving it into a new pot. I know it seems aggressive, but I am just breaking up the soil at the bottom and adding some new soil, and the plant is doing fine. I promise. I pinky promise. But yeah, so I really enjoy doing my little gardening. I don't have a regular backyard, so it's not like your average gardening. I do have to buy a lot of pots, but I do what I can, and hopefully if I ever move, I will be able to actually put stuff in the ground instead of in pots all the time. But for now, this works, and I get to enjoy my many plants that I like to grow. Don't mind all the dirt. My dog's going in and out. This is pretty much my day-to-day. They go in and out, and I work on my stuff. I have a milkweed plant that started growing in my backyard a long time ago, and I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up and I found out what it was and that it's great for monarchs. So I decided to go ahead and let it grow, and so it grew, and then it gave me seeds and I grew more of it. And lately it hasn't been giving me seeds. I don't really know why. It's still growing leaves and flowers and everything, but no seeds. So what I ended up doing was buying some milkweed seeds online, and I decided to grow them in a different pot. The first time I did this, I grew them in the same pot, and then I found out the caterpillars will just eat the seedlings and then they won't grow anymore. So I'm growing them in a different pot this time to see if maybe, hopefully, I can have them grow a little stronger before I put them back in the same place as the milkweed. And the milkweed is in a bigger pot, so I need to add more dirt and stuff to it. But anyways, that's what I'm doing here. I'm just adding the milkweed seeds so that they'll grow, and they are growing now currently. I'll definitely update you guys on that soon, but they're growing currently and they're looking kind of nice. So hopefully I'll see which ones are the strongest, and then I'll move those in with the rest of the milkweed so that the caterpillars have more plants. And this plant, I didn't realize how tall it was going to grow, so I had it in the wrong kind of pot. And I don't know if this is going to help, but I decided to just hold it up with this stick and some thread, and I'm hoping that holding them up like this will help them grow better. I do notice there are some new leaves growing at the top, so I think that I helped it out. But if you have any tips on that one, I wouldn't mind knowing what else to do. Should I buy a taller pot? I don't know. It's really weird, isn't it? Anyways, so this is me, my day-to-day. And here I am doing a little Michael's haul. I ended up going to Michael's that day and I bought some stuff. I'm making these coasters for my niece, and don't worry, she knows about them. She asked me to do them. And they're coming out really cute, but I needed to buy more yarn, so I bought more yarn. And then I bought a yarn holder because I've been wanting one of these. So I finally had the money, and I had a coupon because, you know, why buy anything if you don't have a coupon when you can save money, right? And then I bought some extra stuff for my miniatures, and I bought paints that I've been missing, and I also bought some embroidery yarn because I wanted to make some placemats, and I have some ideas and some sewing bobbins here, and I have some ideas for the placemats, and I'm really excited, and hopefully I can make that little vision come to life. But yeah, this is me for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you liked it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye, everybody.